Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So we have discussed the first lesson part 1 video. I have uploaded it also. If you haven't watched it, I will put the link in the description box and please watch it now. So today we are going to talk the part 2 of this lesson. So let's get going. Today we are going to talk about the peace policy and avoiding conflicts. After King Raja Raj Singh II in 1687, his son King Nimadharma Suri II became the king. So King Nimadharma Suri II protected the kingdom as the King Raj Singh II by maintaining different kind of relationship. Out of them are providing Dutchships to bring Upasampada bhikkhus. Okay, providing Dutchships to bring Upasampada bhikkhus from Burma. Lifting the ban that had been imposed the Dutch to peel cinnamon in Pittigal Coral Lake. Okay, this is also another important thing. Lifting the ban, which was the ban which had been imposed to the Dutch, was lifted to peel the cinnamon in Pittigal Coral Lake. And the third one is Dutch company agreeing to buy the king's cinnamon, arecanut and elephants. That means the Dutch was agreeing that Dutch company agreeing to buy the king's cinnamons, arecanuts and elephants. Also, these are the three ways how the king was had a friendly relationship between the Dutch. After King Nimadharma Suri II, his son King Sriveera Parakrama Narayan Singha became the king. He was really famous as Prince of Kundasala. He is really famous as Prince of Kundasala. During this period, there were some different kind of incidents happened by maintaining relationship with the Dutch. The king took steps to engage in more trading by sending arecanut, elephants and ivory to India through Kalpiti and Puttalam harbours. So the Dutch, who considered this as a great loss for them, closed all the harbours by not giving any permission to trade. This is really not fair. So in response, the king also banned the transportation of the elephants through his areas and prevented the people in Kandyan areas from selling cinnamon and other spices and also the food in those areas. So by this time, people who lived in areas under Dutch rule seem to have been disappointed with the activities of the Dutch and also people who lived under this area of the Dutch was disappointed with the Dutch activity. So the disappointment of the people has been really exceeded due to the high taxes, overcharging people by tax collectors and intolerable situation that the cinnamon peelers was faced. These three reasons were really important and these three reasons became the people more disappointed. So these results, because of these things, there were different kind of protests in different kind of areas where the Dutch were lived. So King Sriveera Parakrama Narayan Singh also followed the tradition which a previous kings also has brought. He brought a South Indian prince of Nayakar dynasty and make her as a chief queen, and many members were brought from India Nayakar dynasty to country and settled different kind of high position in the government. So this is also another important reason why these riots was happened. In 1739, King Sriveera Parakrama Narayan Singha died and he had no any son to give the throne, so he had to give the throne to the brother of Nayakar queen and the brother of Nayakar queen ascended the throne as King Sri Vijayaraj Singha. So this is the King Sriveera Parakrama Narayan Singha is the last Sinhala king and the first Nayakar king is King Sri Vijayaraj Singha. So royal lineage of King Nimadharma Suri I was ended because of King Veera Parakrama Narayan Singha. So how did the Dutch invaded the Kandyan kingdom? So after Sri Vijayaraj Singh, his Nayakar Queen's brother, ascended the throne as King Sri Raj Singh. So he also implemented different measures to uplift, to have uplifted among the Buddha Sasana. He took the advices from Venerable Valivita Saranakara Thero and also gave different kind of took measures to uplift the Buddha Sasana. So King obtained ships from the Dutch and sent a letter to Siam in order to bring Upasampada to the country, and a group of monks which was headed by Venerable Upali Thero were brought here and established the Upasampada in Sri Lanka in 1753. Okay, in 1753 this was established. So this marks the beginning of the present Siam sector. This is the present Siam sector. So this seems to have occurred conflicts between the Kandyan king and the Dutch once again by about year 1762. So there were another conflicts between the Kandyan kingdom and the Dutch in 1762. And the king wanted to seek the support of another nation to fight with the Dutch. So as a result, in 1762, an English emissary named John Pybus visited to Kandy. So 1762, an English emissary named John Pybus came. This is the first English emissary. John Pybus is the first English emissary to visit Sri Lanka. So this visit caused a fear to the Dutch, who invaded the Kandyan kingdom by sending 6 brigades. The Dutch invaded the Kandyan kingdom by sending 6 brigades along with different kind of 6 routes, and under the guidance of Governor Baron van Eyck. At that time, the governor was Baron van Eyck, and he has been guided the armies to send 6 brigades along with 6 different routes. And the Kandians did not allow anyone to visit the city of Kandy. The Kandians launched different kind of attacks on the Dutch, similar the Dutch also had done. In 1765, Dutch had to defeat, once again invade the Kandyan kingdom. So the Dutch had to defeat, and again the Dutch captured the Kandyan kingdom in 1765. With this invasion, Dutch entered the city of Kandy in February 1765. In February 1765, Dutch entered the city of Kandy. King ran away to Hanguranketha for safety. King did not give any conditions to the Dutch to capture the city of Kandy. However, Dutch had different kind of diseases spread, and because of the reasons of these rainy reasons, the attacks failed and they had to return to the low country area again. So as this conflicts was continued for different kind of years, King was want to establish a peaceful situation to the country. On the other hand, the conduct of the Nayakar kings caused disappointment among the Kandyan aristocracy and the Buddhism. The Nayakar kings do not like the Kandyan aristocracy and the Buddhism. The king, by knowing this situation, he sent some emissaries to the Dutch to negotiate that peace. So the Dutch governor William Falk put different conditions and took conditions which was advantages for the Dutch, and king agreed for 25 clauses, and in 1766 there was another treaty because of the negotiation. So there were some of the clauses are in 1766 treaty: Jaffna, Manor, Kalpite, Colombo, Galle, Coral and Trincomalee are belong to the Dutch, and the Sinhalese governing the land from the coasters belong to the Dutch. So according to the treaty, the Kandyan kingdom became like an island. Sri Lanka is island. Into that island, there's Kandyan kingdom, like island was there. Soon after treaty which has been signed, the king realized the evil effects which had been caused. Then king requested the Dutch to return the coastal powers to him. So in 1766, the Dutch there were some controversies between the Kandyan king and the Dutch, and the Dutch has to be Dutch has banned the supply of the salt to some of the areas. Because of these difficulties faced by the people in Kandy, had to face different kind of difficulties because of the Dutch. So King Ketsi Ratsin, who is the brother ascended as the throne of King after King Ketsi Ratsin, his brother ascended the throne as King Rajadi Ratsin in 1782. And the Dutch rule had ended with the arrival of the English in 1796 also. So in 1796, English arrived to Sri Lanka by defeating the Dutch. So Dutch power was defeated in 1796. So the administration, economic, social and cultural affairs under the Dutch rule. How the Dutch administration was organized? So the VOC company in Holland was having the highest authority. The VOC company is the place where they had made different decisions under the areas of the Dutch. As Holland was very far from Asia, in 1609, VOC company appointed a separate governor for Batavia to rule. So an advisory council was appointed to assist the governor in Batavia also. So after the Dutch power had established in coastal areas of Sri Lanka, a separate governor was appointed by the trade company to look after the administrative affairs of Sri Lanka. So, so there had been a board of directors who are advising to the country, Sri Lanka, about the authorities, powers, and also the administration. So they has maintained the advisory council, that is the parliament, under three main parts: Colombo Commandery, Galle Commandery, and Jaffna Commandery. Colombo Commandery, Galle Commandery, and Jaffna Commandery. Under the Colombo Commandery, this was administered under the Dutch governor. The coastal areas which was included to the Colombo, Kalutara, Negombo and other inland areas of the Hanwell, Angurankot and Malwana were belong to the Colombo Commandery. What are the areas were belong to the Colombo Commandery? Coastal areas including the Colombo, Kalutara, Negombo and the inland areas such as Hanwell, Angurankot and Malwana. Then Galle Commandery. Galle Commandery had been appointed another Commodore to look after these affairs of the Galle Commandery. The coastal areas from Benthara River up to Batticloa belong to this part. So remember this one, you can remember BB. This is B, Benthara River, and B, Batticloa B. So remember this one like that way, the coastal areas from Benthara River to the Batticloa. Then Jaffna Commandery. Jaffna Commandery was administered by a Commodore, and the coastal belt from Puttalam north to Jaffna and the areas in Jaffna and up to Batticloa. Okay, Puttalam north to Jaffna and Jaffna to Batticloa was belong to the Jaffna Commandery. Then although it has been a practice for these two commodores in Galle and Jaffna, had to act under the Colombo Commandery. The Colombo Commandery is the main one. Under that one, the Galle and the Jaffna had to practice, had to be practice their own task. So the administration below the government and the commodores were divided into three parts. The administration which was belonged to the governor and the commodore were again divided into three parts: civil administration, military administration, and trade division. Under the civil administration, Disavani was under each commandery. That means under this Galle, Colombo and Jaffna, under each commandery, Disavani is the one who was ruling. A Disavani was divided to another two Corrales and Correlas. Okay, and Corrales and Pattus were divided to Corrales and Pattus. There were Mudalalis and Vidanes for the services to the Disavani. And the responsibility of handling all these Disavanese matters was under these Paktus and Mudalalis, Corales, all of those. So organizing the Dutch army were under the captain of the army for then the trade division was under the upper human, who is a senior trader, and under the human they had to control the administrations. So you can see here, this is the way how it was happened. Board of Directors of VOC Company was had to obey the Governor and the Advisory Council in Batavia. Then the Governor and Advisory Council in Sri Lanka were divided to two important parts, Komadari in Galle and Komadari in Jaffna. I told you Komadari and Galle. Komadari Jaffna was have to work under the Colombo Komadari. This Komadari in Colombo and Komadari Jaffna is important, so that the administration was divided into three parts: civil administration, military affairs, and trade division. Civil administration was divided to three ones: Disavi, Mudalali, Vidani. Then Disavi is again divided to three people: Korale, Mudalali, and village headman. Military affairs was under the captains. Trade division is under the upper human and human, who is in charge of the land revenue. So the way how they have conducted their administration structure is this way. The administration structure means the laws and all of those. So the judicial affairs, rad and justice, civil rad and land rad, fiscal court. What are the five parts? Judicial affairs was divided into four parts: rad and justice, civil rad and land rad, and fiscal court. Okay. The judicial affairs was introduced by the Roman Dutch law, and the Raad and Justice, or the High Court, was the highest court of the Dutch, and the head of the court is Haft administration. The main function of this court is to hear the criminal cases, and these high courts had been established in all of these three Kamadaris. Civil Rad. Civil Rad, or the civil court, has been established in Colombo, Galle, and Jaffna Kamadaris. So from the very beginning of the Dutch rule, civil cases were damages from 120 riksdollars, and cases related to marriage were heard by these court. That means 120 riksdollars and the cases were heard by this court. The land rad. Land rad is belong to the Colombo, Galle, Jaffna, Trincomalee, Batticaloa, and Mathura. Disavi was the chairperson of this one. Fiscal court, or the Disavi courts, or the headman courts were functioned by the local officers such as village headman, Vidani, Mudalari, and Korale. Now let's talk about the economic activities of the Dutch. The Dutch has been doing their economic benefits from the areas that were under their rule in Sri Lanka. That means they has appointed a different kind of people to peel cinnamon, and also they have put different kind of peoples for the economic benefits. The Dutch were having the higher authority in cinnamon. Their higher authority was in cinnamon. Cinnamon was cultivated in Colombo, Kaluthara, Alutgama, and Mathura. Where are the places where the cinnamon was cultivated? Colombo, Kaluthara, Alutgama, and Mathura. Mahabadde department existed the Portuguese to handle the affairs related to the collection. The traditional labor rooster was the method to peel the cinnamon. Okay, the Dutch earned profits by trading these arecanut, pearl, ivory, pepper, nutmeg, cardamom, elephant, beeswax. So the Portuguese had prepared a type of register called tombu. What is that one? Tombu. Tombu is the register which was prepared by the Portuguese, not the Dutch, Portuguese. It contains the details of ownership of land and taxes to be collected. Okay, there are details about the ownership of the lands, taxes and all of those. The Tombu is divided into three parts: family Tombu, land Tombu and school Tombu. Family Tombu contains the details of the families, all of those. The land Tombu contains the details of the lands. The school Tombu contains the details of the children. School Tombu contains the details of the children. To reduce the amount of the money they have generated, they took steps to make. To reduce the amount of money they generate. They took some steps to continue them. They make arrangements to bring Muthurajavela, the production of rice, developing cultivation, developing industries and constructing Hamilton Canal to transport goods. What are the things? They made arrangement to bring Muthurajavela under the cultivation. They made efforts to increase the production of the rice. They developed the cultivation. They developed industries. They constructed the Hamilton Canal to transport goods. The ways they have took steps to reduce the money they generate is the Hamilton Canal in Colombo. From that one, they transport goods to Colombo. Then let's talk about the social activities of the Dutch. Policy on religion. There were some policies under the religion. Dutch want to spread the religion. Their main aim was to spread the religion. What is their religion? Protestants. Protesting. So they use education to spread their religion. Okay. So the educational activities, how they were conducted. Dutch established a system of institutes. A system of institute was school. Until the Dutch come to Sri Lanka, there were no schools. The children are going to the temples and learning from the monks, and some of the parents are teaching to them. All of the people are not educated. Only the monks were educated, so the monks are the ones who are teaching in temple. There were no institutes called school like at the present era. So when the Dutch established a system of institute called schools, and their purpose of establishing school was not to educate the people. Their purpose of promoting their religion. So the education was given in the mother tongue, that means the Sinhala and Tamil, and the prayers were done in Protestant, not Buddhism. So subjects such as native language, music, sculptures were taught in a formal educational system, and they appointed a team of officers to supervise the school, and higher education is given by the Dutch also in Colombo. In Colombo, the higher education was given. The Dutch brought the printing press to Sri Lanka in 1739 and printed Bible and distributed them. Okay, they distributed them also. When did they bring the printing press? 1739. Then the social and cultural impact of the Dutch rule. The Dutch was ruled the coastal areas of Sri Lanka for about 138 years. About 138 years they ruled the coastal areas of Sri Lanka. The social impact in Sri Lanka, they construct the houses with veranda, upstairs, columns, then higher roof and all. Until then, those days their construction of there isn't any construction of houses. There are some of the small huts like that. They institute new foods such as cake, pickle, cookies. Those are introduced by the Dutch. They introduced the judicial system. What are the judicial system mean? This land rod, fiscal rod, those ones. They add burghers to the society. Sri Lanka society, they add burghers. Burghers are the people who having Christian as their religion and all of those. We can see that how the Dutch was creating the architectural creations in Sri Lanka with the verandas of these columns. And this is a VOC coin at that time. This is a VOC coins they use. Plate. This is a plate and this is a coin. And addition to this architectural structure, there are a lot of large number of Sinhala and Tamil languages were added to our society. That means we call Soldari as upstairs, Tharappu stairs, Balkaya beam, Janelle window, Kamaraya room, Istopu veranda, Iskurupu screw, Almira, Notaris notary, Solka interrupter, Vendesi auction, Iskolia school, Kuvitansi receipt, Kantoru office, Oppu dean, Budale legacy, all of those. So this is the end of this lesson, and I hope of giving a short note under this lesson. If you want that one, please click the link in the description box. It is totally free. You can download it and study. So thank you for watching me. Have a nice day. Study well.